What's up guys, this will be an eye-opening video for you all. You might be thinking OnePlus 12 has it's a very value for money flagship, and also the camera is on par surpassing the iPhones and S24 Ultra. Yes, to some extent it is, but some areas it actually is not as good, especially the HDR. Let me show you. So here, let me uh, up the exposure to 0. So this is a very high dynamic range situation here. You want to see here. So if you take a photo, you see the photo is blown out, especially outside. Even if you take it with the ultra wide, it will be blown out as well. Only when you take it with the telephoto sensor Omnivision OV64B, then you find it is nicely balanced, not overexposed. Or if you on the main sensor lower the exposure down to maybe to -1, then you will find it will be balanced nicely. I hope you're getting my point. So on the default settings with the main sensor, it is not as optimized to balance the extreme backlit condition. uh, iPhone 14 and the 13 series had the similar kind of issue. It was even worse than this OnePlus. When you used to take photos outside backlit conditions, the window, everything outside the window used to be blown out. But let me show you with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. This is my 15 Pro Max, and let me show it to you. You can see here, let me up the exposure. Now, similar situation here. Let me show you. You see, it's not blown out. A little bit of over sharpening, of course. iPhone also default 24 megapixel camera, but it is not blown out. And you might be thinking this is because of the HEIF processing here. No, it is not, because I also went to this and changed the processing here to the HEIF 10-bit color, which did not improve at all, because this is like the default thing, processing thing of this phone, and you still see it's still blown out. So again, I feel a lot of people, you may be thinking you are getting a good phone. Yes, you are getting a very good phone, OnePlus 12, but again, one iPhone has its own advantages, pros and cons. Every phone has their own pros and cons. Nothing is perfect. S22 Ultra has been the pinnacle of the HDR processing. S23 Ultra dropped from S22 Ultra. 24 even not as good as the 23 Ultra, in my opinion. Some areas are good, but HDR not as good as the 23. The H22 had been the best. Again, iPhone, the HDR processing of iPhone, you take it with any lens, especially they fixed their issue before. Any lens, it's so consistent and uniform. I'm not an Apple fan, I like Android, but again, I have to appreciate what Apple has done. They had this shortcoming on 13 and 14 series and before, but they actually uh, really have a flawless victory now, even better than Samsung's now, very close to Vivo. Only place where iPhone falls is interior, indoor, when the sun is down, artificial lighting. When you take portraits, you see a lot of grains because of the uh, smaller sensor, telephoto sensor, the main sensor. And also, when this phone is facing a strong direct sunlight, then you find a little bit of flaring, glare, reflection, and also crush shadows. That these are the only cons of the camera that I faced. And also, like, it may or may not be for you, but I feel when you video record, you cannot pause a recording on iPhones. You can't also switch the front and back like Samsung. But again, other than those, I don't you're paying a premium for this device, and you're getting a lot more with this device. uh, you may be thinking you are paying. A lot of influencers might have said this phone has a better camera. Yes, it has better camera, because the Omnivision 64B of this 3 times, it is awesome. Human photography, interior, indoor, outdoor, any kind of lighting situation, it is so good, much better than the main sensor. The main sensor needs a little bit of more optimization, in my honest opinion. But as of now, I would still say The HDR processing of iPhone across all lenses are much better. The only thing, the sensors are so small, sometimes in dimly lit situations indoor, when you take photos of objects or human subjects, it feels grainy, same like the Samsung. Other than that, daytime, any kind of situation, iPhone is sometimes wins, rest of the times almost equal as OnePlus. OnePlus only wins in telephoto, especially in the indoor situations when the sun sets down, artificial conditions, lighting conditions. I hope this video was an eye opener for you. You're paying $800 for a value for money flagship. This phone costs $400 more. Of course, there should be some things, the ecosystem and some other things that you're paying extra for those. But again, this phone is a complete phone. I hope OnePlus optimize the primary sensor for better HDR. I think this is like the default algorithm for Oppo and Hasselblad now. But again, I can really see the difference with telephoto. You can see very clear. I hope you can get it. All right. Thanks for sticking with me until now. I wish you have a good day. Peace out.